Hey folks, welcome back. I'm David and we're here in my shop where I build Ewor guitars. Well, I'm really excited. This is going to be the first video in a brand new series I'm doing, another CNC guitar building series, and I'm really excited to kick it off. But before I do that, I wanted to take a minute. Just as I was getting ready to film this, I remembered today was the day that Ben over at Crimson Guitars was going to announce the winners of the Great Guitar Build-Off 2022, a competition I was in. And I didn't get the chance to watch the whole video because I was getting ready to do this. I'll go back and watch that later. But I did look up in the description and I saw who won the competition I was in. And his name is Aaron Adair. And he built not only a spectacular guitar, he does the most amazing videos. He told a story throughout the whole series of videos he did on the guitar. And it was great. I mean, it's really film quality stuff. And the guitar is absolutely spectacular too. So anyway, I just want to say congratulations to Aaron. He well deserved that, being the first place winner. And I just wanted to mention that real quick before we got going. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this guitar. So this is going to be a brand new design for me. It's a dual humbucker. It's going to be a 22 fret, 25-inch scale length. I'm going to have a tilt back headstock, 3x3 tuners up top. I'm going to have a 3-way blade switch with one volume and 2 tones. And I may do some push-pull thing with the tone pots. I'm not quite sure yet, where I could split the coils. I may do that. And I'm really excited because I really dig this particular guitar, this design. Now, I don't normally go out and copy, although I've built PRSs and Telecasters and things like that. I like to really do my own thing, but in this particular case, Fender has come up with a design, a body design that is just, to me, it's absolutely killer. It's an offset design, and I think it's only been out for, I've seen it around for maybe 1 or 2 years now. I don't recall it being out there before that, but it's called the Fender Meteora. And it's an offset design, and they just nailed it. I mean, they really hit it right on the money. Now, I've built offset guitars before. This is one I built a few years ago. The offset, incidentally, is where this body kind of droops down. It comes down. It seems like the whole body shifts downwards, and that's considered an offset design. But I built this one a few years ago. This was a plan I bought from Chris Monk at Highline Guitars. He's on YouTube, and you could buy his plans. I think they're for $8 or something like that. And I bought several plans from him. And this is one of the offsets I made. I made a couple versions of this, and this was, I think, the 3rd guitar I ever made or whatever. But anyway, so I really have a love for that particular shape. And like I said, Fender came up with the Meteora, and I just said, man, I've got to do something like that. So now I drew this myself, but I used a picture of the Meteora I had online, and I kind of freehanded drew this, and I'll say I came pretty damn close. It's not exact, but it is pretty damn close. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out in the beginning that I went ahead and I'm going to make this guitar. It looks a heck of a lot like a Meteora. But I'm going to try to do my own twist with it. So anyway, let me get into the body design and show you what we're going to do here. So here it is. This is basically the Meteora shape. I changed the lower horn here a little bit. I just very minor change to that. But other than that, this is awfully darn close. Now I did a set neck design. I'm not even sure if Fender's is a bolt-on or a set neck. Most Fender guitars are bolt-on, so I'm assuming this is too, but I really didn't look past just the front look of the thing, so I don't really know that much else about the guitar. But anyway, so that's it. That's the shape. That's the offset design. I love the horns up here. Just came out good. And their pick guard they did was awesome. This is that shape right here. Now they did a plastic pick guard, a normal, screw-on plastic pick guard. I'm going to inset a piece of Cerakote into the top of this, a piece of cherry, and I think it's going to look really cool. So mine's going to be flush on top. It's going to have that same exact shape, but mine's going to I got a beautiful piece of Cerakote that I'll show you here in a second that I'm going to inlay in. It's going to be flush on top. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be cool. So anyway, so it's I'm going to do a Tune-o-matic style bridge. I've got a Tone Pros Tune-o-matic bridge, which means I'm going to have to tilt my neck back at about 3 degrees to hit this top right, which is going to be a little bit tricky on the CNC machine, but I figured out how I'm going to do it. Here's my controls over here. I'm going to have a blade switch, just a 3-way blade switch. I'm going to have 1 volume and 2 tones, and I think I might do, I haven't got them yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do some push-pull pots here to maybe split either the neck or both the neck and the bridge pickup to get single coils out of it. And I think that might be kind of cool, but I'll get towards that towards the end when I get down to it. I'll make that decision then. But I'm going to have 2 humbuckers, and I've bought, I'm going to wind them myself. I buy these humbucker kits from Stu Mac, and I'm going to wind them myself. I'm going to have a couple of humbuckers, and I'm going to do the gold pickup rings around it, which I'm really into gold now. I mean, I've built so many guitars with all chrome or black hardware on it, and now I'm really starting to dig this chrome or gold color here. So last couple guitars I did in gold, and I love it. So this one's going to have pickup rings on it. It's going to have the Tone Pros bridge. Oh, and see this guy right here? This is going to be my tailpiece. Now, even though I'm going to go ahead and sync my, run my strings all the way through to a string through coming from the back, I wanted to do this little plate here and see if I can engrave my name in the thing using my CNC machine. So I bought this piece of 1/8 inch thick brass, and I am, for the first time, going to try to cut this cool little shape here and make my tailpiece out of that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I've never cut brass on a CNC machine, but I figured this will be a good time to give it a try. So moving up the neck, it's like I said, I think before, it's going to have 22 frets. It's a 25-inch scale length. Because I'm doing the brass hardware on the thing, or the gold-colored hardware, I actually bought gold-colored fret wire, which I think is going to look pretty cool. And now I'm showing in this drawing here my diamond inlays, which I did on my last guitar I just finished. But I'm going to do something a little different this time. I'm going to cut some little slots in coming from the side to where the fret marker on the face is also going to be the side dot marker. I saw that in a couple guys doing something like that on the GGBO, and it gave me some real inspiration to give that a try. So anyway, oh, and I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try to cut my fret slots on my CNC machine. I've broken several bits trying in the past, and I've decided, I've worked up my courage, I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to try to cut my fret slots on the CNC machine and see how that goes. So the headstock, this is my standard headstock shape that I've used for, the last several guitars I've made. I'm going to kind of stick with it. I like it. It's a 3x3 tuners. The headstock is going to tilt back at 14 degrees, which I like. I've done that on all of my tilt backs, have always been 14 degrees. And I'm trying a new logo on this one too. This is the old one, but I found a new font I liked, and I'm going to try a new logo on here. And I'm going to try to cut it out of this piece of perloid material I bought from Stu Mac. I'm going to see if I can't cut that out on the CNC machine. So anyway, that's it. That's the design of the guitar, and I'm really excited about it. I really am. And let me show you the wood we're going to use. Okay, so for the main body of the main wood I'm going to use in this guitar is going to be this black cherry. This is some really beautiful wood. It has very similar characteristics to mahogany as far as the Jenka hardness and its stiffness and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to be very good wood. A friend of mine's dad had this in his shop for, I think he said probably 30 or 40 years. So he doesn't even know how old this is, but it's been laying around a long time and just waiting to get used. So I got a bunch of it from him. And so this is going to be the neck. This is a 2-inch thick piece. I'm going to rip the main body of the neck out of this. And of course, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I love to do the tapered stripes in my necks, where I taper them the same taper as the neck is. And so for the 2 dark stripes in there, I'm going to use this piece of wenge right here, which is a beautiful straight grain piece of wenge. I've got just enough, I think, to get 2 stripes out of the thing. And then right up the middle, I'm going to use this piece of maple. That'll be the light stripe right up the middle of the thing. So I think that's going to look pretty cool. And I'll probably split that main stripe in 2 and put a piece of veneer down the center of it, because I kind of like the center of my neck marked out with a piece of veneer. I don't know why, I just like the way that looks. And on the body then, I've got this other cherry here. So this is a bunch of 1-inch thick cherry, and this is part of that wood I got from my buddy. And this is some of that 1-inch thick cherry. Of course, 1 inch is not thick enough for a guitar body. They have to be 1 3/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a core of the body. Let me put this aside here. I'm going to do a 1-inch thick core of the body. Then I'm going to do a 3/8 top and a 3/8 bottom, both out of cherry also, and I'm going to separate it with some of this. This is some white oak that's been fumed. In other words, it's been in a chamber with ammonia in it for 4 or 5 days, and it fumed it to this very dark color, which is going to be a very similar color to my wenge, and I think it's going to be cool. But all you're really going to see of this is just a very fine line that goes in between the top and the core and the bottom and the core too. So I think it's going to look pretty cool. And for the pickguard portion of the body, I'm going to use this absolutely killer piece of Cerakote right here. I've been saving this piece of wood for a long time now, and I can't wait to use it. I think this is going to be the perfect guitar to use it on, because I really believe that I'm going to try to make this guitar with colors that really flow well together. And I believe between the light colors and the dark colors on the Cerakote, it's going to be absolutely killer with the light and the dark colors between my black cherry and the wenge. And I think it's going to look good. And that fumed oak for that matter too. So I think I've got a lot of good combination of colors going together. I think it's going to be great. And I believe also I may do my headstock plate with this same piece of Cerakote. And who knows, it may be too much, but I'm even thinking about using this Cerakote for my fretboard too. So we'll see. I've got plenty of this stuff to work with. So we'll just see how far that goes. So anyway, so I'm really excited about this. Got a killer new design. I got all my parts ready to go. I got all my wood ready to go. I'm getting better at my CNC machine all the time, and I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper. I'm going to show some of the methods I do. I've had a lot of questions about the fixtures I make and everything, so I'm going to dig in a bit and show how I do that. And I'm just really excited. I'm going to try some new things. I'm going to cut some brass. I'm going to try cutting out some of that plastic for my inlays. I think it's going to be really cool. Anyway, I hope you all come with me on my journey. This is the most exciting part of a journey for me is you know, getting in that car and getting going. And I hope you all come with me. Anyway, we're going to get started on this thing next week, and I'll probably get in a little bit of the design stuff in Adobe Illustrator, maybe show you a little bit of Vectric V-Carve, and maybe even get started on making up some of these blanks. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. God bless you, and we'll see you all in the next one.